we're now going to transition right into the second session, which is titled Strengthening EGP Country Systems Implementation During COVID. After this session, we will have a special opportunity to participate in a group networking chat, and I will follow up with more instructions on that after this session. But it's now my great pleasure to introduce this second session of the day. In this critical session, we are honored to have Sarah Cotgreave leading this important conversation. Sarah Cotgreave is the Director of Global Trade Limited, a procurement, e-commerce, innovation, and social value consultancy. Before founding Global Trade, Sarah was the Chief Commercial Officer at the New Zealand Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, where she led procurement activity for the ministry and the New Zealand Aid Program. She has also worked at the ADB, building procurement and project management capacity for its staff, consultants, and members. She also designed its Technology Innovation Challenge process. Previously, Sarah was a director at the UK's Central Procurement Trading Agency, where she led a program that implemented e-procurement across the UK public sector. Sarah is a chartered fellow of CIPS and has a master's in international trade, an MBA in financial services, and a BA with honors in business studies. Joining her as a panelist, we have Mr. Hyuk Sung. Mr. Sung works for the Construction Business Management Division at the Public Procurement Service in Korea, where he is in charge of bidding, contracting, management, revision of regulations, and system improvement for public construction. Previously, he has worked on construction management service contracts, cost review, and construction work supervision. He holds a certificate of architectural engineer, and in 2019 earned a master's degree in urban study and planning from the University of Sheffield in the UK. Also joining us will be Dechen Wangmo. Since 2011, Ms. Dechen has served as Senior Procurement Officer for the Ministry of Finance. In this role, she is responsible for managing the e-procurement system development project in Bhutan. She is mainly involved in conducting requirement studies and stakeholder meetings for system development. She's also responsible for providing capacity building to the EGP system users, which include procuring agencies, bidders, and financial institution users. In addition to managing e-procurement projects, she is also responsible for developing, promulgating, and implementing procurement rules and regulations, methodologies, guidelines, and documentation of standard bidding documents and contract documents. Last but certainly not least, we are excited to have Sambu Nurenzed-Gombo joining us. He is an ICT and public procurement expert with over 15 years of experience in web application development, system analysis, business architecture, and ICT development, including work for governmental projects. Furthermore, he has 10 years of experience in public procurement. Currently, he is the head of the Electronic Procurement and Information Technology Division in the State Procurement Agency of Mongolia. In this role, he leads design and development of e-procurement systems in Mongolia. He has previously worked for the Government Agency for Policy Coordination on State Property and the Ministry of Finance. He has also served as a software developer for several IT systems, including Mongolian Budget Planning Information System, e-balancing system, National Zip Code System, and government data sharing infrastructure. Finally, he is a former member of the Information Technology Committee under the Prime Minister. Sarah, now over to you so you can begin this discussion.
Thank you very much, Roger. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to join you again today for this session entitled Strengthening E-Government Procurement Country Systems Implementation During COVID. I'm very honored to be joined by three senior officials from three countries, from Bhutan, from Mongolia, and Korea. Now, during the previous sessions, we've seen some exciting developments that different countries have made in using e-government procurement. We know that systems can speed up tendering and buying process, improving public services for citizens, making it easier for buyers to select sustainable goods, and to capture data and report on it easily using graphs and charts for better decision making. And it's been helping governments to obtain value for money and making it easier for suppliers to bid. We've also seen how it's helped to process complaints in a transparent manner. Using the open contracting data standard has also made it simpler for suppliers and the public to find and report on public expenditure. We've also just heard how Karnataka is implementing blockchain to strengthen the e-government procurement system. And I know that you will be equally impressed by the stories and learning from our presenters today. But I just wondered, in the meantime, if we could put on a poll for this session. So it'd be very helpful if you could look at what are the following factors that might be relevant in procurement decisions. Now we're seeing that obviously operating and maintenance costs, the life cycle costs, are very important. The ratio of quality to price. Yes, obviously purchase price is very important. And yeah, 62% people are saying quality price ratio is very important. Yeah, so yes, as might be expected, quality and price, that key parts of value for money are very important. Yeah, 65% of our attendees think quality and price ratio is very important. So thank you for that. Now, what I would like to do now is to introduce our speakers to you who are going to make their presentations. And I know you're going to be very impressed by these presentations. So without further ado, let's go to our first presenter, Ms. Dechen Wangmo, who will explain how they have strengthened the e-government procurement system as the result of the COVID pandemic in Bhutan. Dechen, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Good morning to you all. I would like to really thank ADB and World Bank for organizing this event and involving us to share our Bhutan's experience during COVID time. So let me start my presentation. Can you go to the next slide, please? Okay. So today I'll be sharing what as a small country like Bhutan did to strengthen EGP implementation. So before going into the main implementation, main strategies that we followed up to implement EGP and make it system friendly to the users. So before the experience, I would like to share a few overview on the EGP system, how it came into place and what are the objectives. Can you go to the next slide, please? Next slide. Okay, so as a small country like Bhutan, the main objectives that the EGP system was being developed was for mainly, firstly, for efficiency. So we wanted to make our manual EGP system more efficient by going online. So this was the main reason for coming up with the EGP system. The second objective that we wanted to develop EGP system was for wider competition among the bidder. For in Bhutan, we are a mountainous country, and during summertime, because of the rains and other natural forces where there are more rainfall, the bidders there's a geographical boundary where the bidders face challenge to submit their bid. So, for example, if a bidder from a particular region want to participate in another tender which is located in different region, they cannot attend because of the travel issues. So because of EGP system coming into place, what we have experienced is that we are getting more competition, we are getting more bidders participating in the tender. And third objective of the EGP system is fair and equal treatment to the bidders. So in the manual tendering process, some of the information were being held by the procuring agency and which wasn't shared with the bidders. So only those those bidders that were favored by procuring agencies, those particular informations were being shared to the bidders. So all these inequalities were being turned away after EGP system came into place. The fourth objective was for transparency in the procurement procedures. Everything that is being done in the tendering process is posted online. So if I'm a bidder and if I want to participate, any information regarding the tendering process is being posted online. So anyone can see what is being done in the system, in the procurement process. And regarding uniformity, we have procurement rules and regulations, which was revised in 2019. Though we have procurement rules and regulations to be followed by the procuring agency, the interpretation of the rules and regulations varies from agencies to agencies. For example, one procuring agency in a particular office interprets a rule in a different way compared to the other agency. So EGP system is developed in such a way that the procuring agency are mandated to follow the rules and regulations, which is listed down, and bring uniformity in the tendering process. And coming to accountability, any committees which are involved in the tendering process, such as tender committee, we have opening committee, we have evaluation committee. So those users, we have given them the email ID. They will have email ID and password tagged to their users. So anything that is being done by those users, they are accountable for it. So accountability is fixed in this term. And finally, EGP system was developed to bring out value for money in the tendering process. Next slide. Okay, the system was developed, initiated in 2015, and we had a series of researches being done by different officers we involved different stakeholders from different agencies. So finally, we came up with TOR and system requirement. And then in 2016, we developed our standard bidding documents to develop the EGP system. So by the end of 2016, we awarded the work to Dohatic New Media. It is an IT company which is located in Dhaka, Bangladesh. So they are the lead partner. They are also involved in software development, and they manage the project. And likewise, in our project, we had a requirement of local partner. So we also have a local partner development, which is New Age Technologies Private Limited. So they also look after the system maintenance, as well as they also look after the help desk support. Next, please. Next slide. Okay, so these are the modules that was being developed and that is being developed. So phase 1 and 2 we have already implemented and it is rolled out. And for phase 3 we have just signed our contract with the developer and we are in the requirement study stage. So in the phase 1 we had registration, annual procurement plan, tendering, debarment, administrative module, administration module, reporting, and we had business process reengineering. The reason for not signing all the phases at once was because we were not very comfortable for such development. So we took in a slow way, like phase 1, we'll develop, then we'll pilot it, then roll out. And after successful implementation, then we'll go for phase 2. So our plan was like this. So our phase 1 was successful, and then we began developing our phase 2. So the modules were complaints, online complaints registration by the bidders. Then we had system integration with various procuring agencies. Then we had registration, enhancement to registration and reporting. And then we had the biggest module in EGP phase 2, which was tendering evaluation. So till phase 1, we had online process still opening only. And in the phase 2, we added tender evaluation. So everything phase 1 and phase 2, it's rolled out. All the agencies which are funded by RGOB, Royal Government of Bhutan, they are using the system. And phase 3, like I said, we have signed and we are in the requirement study stage. So in the phase 3, we have several modules. So first one is we have EGP under donor funded projects. So till date, we don't have a separate module for donor-funded project. So our projects, our EGP system is only for the Royal Government of Bhutan funded project. So now coming to phase 3, we will have a separate dashboard where donor-funded projects in Bhutan like World Bank and ADB, they can have a separate dashboard to use the system. The second module is the contract management. Then we have purchase order, reverse auction, and we have system integration with e-payment, e-invoice, and the contract management system with the works. And finally, we have few enhancements in the reporting module. So these are the 3 phases that the Bhutan EGP system has been developing and is going to develop. Next, please. So these are the current status of the EGP system since it was launched in 2017. So our phase 1 was launched and rolled out in 21st June 2017. So our after launching, we had we piloted the system for 6 agencies, for 6 procuring agencies for 6 months. So after everything was okay, then we started rolling out in the ministries, then we went with the autonomous regions, then we have districts, and then we have sub-blocks. For second phase, we launched and rolled out the system in July. And data as of now till 10th November 2021. So we have 150 procuring agencies registered in the EGP system. And we have integrated our system with 7 other procuring agencies, like Royal Civil Service Commission, which gives us information about the procuring agency employees. Then we have 122 procuring agencies who have floated at least one tender by using EGP system. Then we have 9 financial institutions and 105 financial institutions using EGP system. So here the financial mandate of financial institution are to update bid security and the performance security amount in the system. So we have 2 users each in the bank, branch maker and checker. So one branch maker will receive the bank guarantee in the system, then they will update the information in the system, and the branch checker, they will check whether everything which has been entered by the branch maker is correct or not. So we have 2 users each in every bank to update the bank guarantee and bid security. Till date, we have 4,042 bidders who have at least participated in one tender. And then number of tenders that were invited from 2017 till date, we have 6,208 tenders invited through EGP system. And then the total value of procurement that was being done using EGP system is 31989 million. And users, we have various users for e-procurement system. From the procuring agency side, we have admins, procurement officers, engineers, head of the procuring agencies, on all those managers who are using the system. So everyone who has to use the system, we have to provide them, they need to have email ID and then password to use the system. And till date, we have 4,567 bidders registered in the system, and we have 198 admin users registered in the system. Next. Now coming to my main point to share what are the strategies that we undertook during COVID. So first one, the first strategy that we took was training. Then second strategy was work from home. Then help desk support, and then changes in rules and regulations. So I'll be explaining this in detail in my next slides. So training, coming to training, in Bhutan, since the EGP system was launched and rolled out before COVID, it was not that challenging for us to manage all those users, because the users, they were already using EGP system, and the bidders, they were already using EGP system to submit online. So face-to-face interaction was done away before only, since 2017. But coming to training, we faced several challenges, because traditional way of training, we had a face-to-face training with the users. So we have like 25 to 30 users, bidders or procuring agencies, batch-wise, and then they used to attend like in a class settings where we used to go and train them. But when the COVID hit Bhutan, we weren't ready. So we sat down together, we discussed how to go about, and then we came up with conducting virtual training for our users. So the platform that we used Zoom, and sometimes Google Meet to conduct such trainings. So till date, we have trained 98 procuring agency users and 130 users. And then in coming times also, we are planning to go virtual. But the main challenge that we faced during virtual training was, the main feedback was the users say that it is not as effective as face-to-face training, because we have system demo, and then we have practical sessions here also during face-to-face. So while virtual training is being done, they cannot come to us personally to ask what the problem is. So it was quite challenging for the bidders. And then another challenge was some of the bidders or procuring agency users, they don't give much attention when the virtual training takes place. So some of them just switch on their laptop, and then they do other businesses, just switch on the laptop. So it was challenging for us to keep them all in track. So moreover, because of the virtual training, we get more complaints, like seeking help, then guidance, and other administrative help from the bidders. So it was quite challenging for our team, PMDD team trainers, to virtually train the system users. And second, work from home. In Bhutan, we had 2 lockdowns, one in August and one in December last year. So as soon as the government announced our lockdown dates, then we started using our Zoom platform to discuss any meetings regarding EGP or other works. And then to enable work from home, we had several help desk officers who assisted the procuring agency users and bidders online. So we gave them several mobile phones, then we had laptop, and then we have emails enabled in their users, and then they could assist the bidders online. And then trainings, coming to trainings, as I've explained earlier, we started with virtual trainings to the system users. Next. Okay, coming to change in rules and regulations. Our procurement rules and regulations, our mother document, which was formulated in 2009, and then we had several revisions till 2019. So again, we came up, because of the COVID, we came up with simplified procurement rules and regulations to make the work easier in the times of COVID. So the changes, main changes were reduction in the procurement process timeline. For example, for open tendering method, normally we give 30 days for the bidders to submit the bid. So with SPRR, Simplified Procurement Rules and Regulations, we reduce the procurement submission time from 30 to 10 days. And then secondly, we also increase the procurement thresholds. Like, for example, in our original bidding document, the procurement of works for open tendering method is above 0.5 million. And now we have increased the threshold from 0.5 million to 15 million. So likewise, we made changes to some of the rules and regulations, some of the timelines, some thresholds, and then we also fixed the accountability to the tender committees. So any decision that the tender committee can make, they can make, but they have to be accountable. So most of the time, what complaints we get is that the tender committee, they don't have right to make decision, this and that. So with SPRR, we have given the tender committee room for making decision and then to take accountability. And finally, help desk support. So before, in our office is very tiny, so we have like 8-9 people working in our office, so who looks after the rule as well as EGP system. So before, we had like 3 officials to assist people, to assist the users in terms of guidance and then other assistance. Then from last year, we increased the number of our help desk personnel. Now we are the team of 5. So each of us are provided with mobile phone numbers, mobiles, where the bidders or the procuring agency users can directly call us and then seek assistance. And we have also have a group email ID where any users they can post their query to the group, and if anyone is free, then we can answer them personally to their emails. And then our help desk, they also help the users around the clock. Sometimes they also take out their family time to help our bidders. And finally, okay, I think that's it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dechen. That was very interesting, and I was very interested to see how Bhutan has been flexible in its support for the e-procurement system and for the buyers and the suppliers, and providing online training. Obviously made quite a lot of decisions during those lockdown times to make things more efficient for the country. Thank you. So now I would like to invite Mr. Sambu Nuranzedgomp to tell us about Mongolia's experience.
Hi there. It's a great honor to be presenting our experience, especially in Mongolian public procurement, public procurement system. I'm very glad to. Today, I would like to share our EGP system practices and histories and future work plans. Of course, we have a e-procurement system, which system is developed our agency. Before our last second stage of EGP system, we have kind of systems. For example, in 2006, we had on the public procurement web portal, which called e-procurement.email. This portal has only including the tender notice and award information. From the 2011, we established a procurement planning information system, which included procurement planning and awarding and tender notice. But during this time, this separate two systems working separately and together. From the 2012, we established first Egp system, which is based on the Korean online electronic system, which is we call it KONEPS. In Mongolian version was named maps.gov.email. This system was including the e-bidding, e-catalog, shopping mall, and e-tendering models. Almost 10 years ago, 2012, we organized first electronic tender organized in the Ministry of Finance. Then this year, State Procurement Agency is first time established under the Deputy Prime Minister, and all the responsibility of development and implementation of the Egp system transferred to our agency, State Procurement Agency. Then we think about why we had several different three kind of systems. We need to combine, we need to integrate all public procurement related IT systems. That's why we planning to establish our own combined Egp system. Now we are using this system. We call it tender.gov.email. This system is including the procurement planning, e-tendering, shopping mall, mobile application, open data, and all kind of data is including this system. Now we have only one single system, all the procuring entities and suppliers using our system. Also, of course, civil society, citizens can access all kind of public procurement related data from the Egp system. Our system has main 6 models. For example, first model is the e-tendering system. Of course, e-tendering system is including the e-clarification, e-paymenting, e-bidding, and all kind of e-bidding related tasks. Also, we have e-examination and e-learning systems, especially during the pandemic, learning, organizing the workshops and training is very difficult for us because we had very long lockdown during the pandemic. That's why we created the self-learning e-learning system based on open edX platform, and everyone can register and attend the public procurement training. And then after the training ended, they able to evaluation system. If they pass this exam, they will get certificated and they will able to participate evaluation committee, because according to public procurement law, if you work in an evaluation committee, they need to have a certificate for a public procurement professional. That's why we have the examination and the learning systems. Third one is of course mobile application. We have Android and iOS mobile app. You guys download Play Store and App Stores. Fourth one is the data exchange system. It's one of the key system of our Egp system, because we have organizing the tender is very difficult for us, because most of paper-based tenders is difficult to examine, difficult to determine eligible bidders. That's why we need to data exchange between the other agency IT systems. That's why we need to create a data exchange system. For example, we are able to get all kind of data of taxation and balance information, and also we connect with the state registration systems. Also, we connect with all the vehicle information system, because in the bidding document, they request all kind of vehicle in the bidding document. We can able to check those information from the vehicle information system. Also, we connect with all court. We need to examine court information. That's why we connect with the court systems. Fifth one is the shopping mall and e-catalog. Of course, we had a special rule for framework agreement. That's why we created the shopping mall system. And right now we organize the framework agreement, especially in medicine and drugs. It reduces lots of, it makes lots of things. Last one is the e-contracting system. In Mongolia, most difficult thing is contract implementation step is very bad because some builders still not finished works, not qualified works. For example, building the school and kindergarten, when you participate in the tender, when you award in the tender, they say we will do it best, but the result was very bad. That's why we implemented the e-contracting system and trying to make it transparent in contract implementation steps. Those are our main models. Workflow of our system is the all kind of rules and regulations are included. Everyone talk about 100% public procurement is electronically. We're trying to say all kind of business process, all kind of workflows should be included in the Egp system. That's why our Attendee system is including the procurement planning, prepare the bidding documents and publication of the bidding documents and tender notice. Of course, everyone can see everything free of charge. Also, e-participation and e-clarification and public bid opening, evaluating and e-complaining to Ministry of Finance or court or which provided in the public procurement law. And last step is the contract awarding and contract implementation. These steps are all steps including our Egp system, and everyone can use our Egp system mandatory. Of course, digital transition is very difficult, especially in developing countries, because they had lots of difference between the rural and city area. That's why digital transition, when we begin in the digital transition in the public procurement sector, especially when we start the Egp system, everyone is the shock in the night. What is the Egp system? It's a very, everyone talk about the Egp system is not comfortable in Mongolia. The second stage, everyone has become angry because we already started our Egp system implementation. You guys should organize, make it all public procurement data in transparency. Guys enter all kind of data according to public procurement law. The third stage was everyone has accepted because Egp system become the mandatory thing and normal thing in Mongolia, because if you organize the tender of the Egp system and rule, if you don't follow our rule and regulation, maybe you
Oops, I think we may have lost Sambu for a minute. Just give a minute to see if he comes back. Oh. Hello again, Sambu.
Hey, internet was interrupted.
It's okay. We may just turn off your video if you'd like, and that way we can save your bandwidth for your slideshow.
Okay, right now we are working on amendment of public procurement law. That's why I'm not in my office. Sorry. Where we start? It's a maybe change management or.
Okay, I think we may have lost Sambu again. Oh,
Hi.
Okay, sounds better now. I think we can hear you.
Can I continue?
You're good. We can hear you, Sambu,
Okay. I'm sorry.
and we see your slides.
Okay. Where we start from? Change management or? So we are now last steps because everyone is accepting, everyone is following our digital transition in the public procurement sector. That's why we are rebooting our systems. We're trying to make new rules and regulations. Today, right now, I'm working on amendment of public procurement law. That's why I'm out of office and the internet connection is very bad. These are our some statistics. For example, last year, our 22,000 tenders are organized our EGP system. In 2019, 16,000 tenders are organized at the tender. This year, almost 99.4% tender are organized through the EGP system. Registered procuring entities is or the 2,600 procuring entities. Or the 15,000 suppliers are registered over the system. What kind of tenders organized in the Mongolia is workers is the work by the procurement types. Goods is 56%, workers is the 33%. Or the 10% is the consulting and non-consulting service. If we examine procurement rules, almost 50% is the special bidding. Special bidding for studies, they include in the limited and selection-based methods. And 36% tenders are organized in the open bidding procedure, and 11% is using the consultant selection bids. Also, we organized the framework agreement on the commonly used goods. Right now we had our 700 framework agreement is contract signed. Out of 700 goods purchased under the framework agreement. This year we had a very good result because most of commonly used medicine, the framework agreement, we had lots of savings because emergency procurement is very difficult to implement because some guys doing very bad practice because they publish the tender and one day after they open the tender, nobody can see, nobody can refer the bidding documents. That's why we're trying to change COVID-19 medicine emergency procurement through to framework agreement. This result was very good because total saving was over the 12.4 billion turks, which means $6 million in US dollar. Also, we're trying to publish, we're trying to increase the usage of open data. For example, we published the open contracting data start from our EGP system. Our system is automatically generate OCDS permit, then everyone can download the permit. Here is one of the good example of the public procurement open data usage in Mongolia, because this is called Open Data Lab. This site system was developed by Mongolian civil society. They integrate the public procurement data with the company beneficial owner data. All the declarations of conflict of personal interest and income in the set of public officials. Also, they integrate with the Mongolian classical account system, which including all the public transaction reports of the e-treasury system. They collect all kinds of data and integrate and publish, and citizens. That was the great example to ensure a citizen's right to know and increase their ability to participate monitoring government. They consolidated and integrated information provided by each agency and make it more understandable and accessible to citizens. That was the very good example for our the public procurement open data. Also, we're trying to reach more usage in our open data. Last slide is what we're doing in COVID-19. Of course, 70% government staffs are creating new challenge for us. Everyone need to use computers, everyone need to use IT systems, everyone need to use organized online training, and also we organized lots of online training through the Microsoft Teams and Google Meeting or Zoom or something like that. Also, I mentioned that we created and developed a self-learning portal, which called sorgat.tender.gov.in. So sorgat means training. Also, we are trying to increase open data usage. All data should be open and machine readable and reusable. Also, we changed some rules and regulations. So, for example, we increased the thresholds. Also, we changed our standard bidding documents. Also, we organized the COVID-19 commonly used goods through the framework agreement. Also, Mongolian Parliament is approved the pandemic law. This law including the lots of special regulation during the COVID-19. Next slide is including our next future works. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Yesterday, last 10 years, we created our EGP system. We implemented our EGP system, and we make it useful all kind of procuring entities, suppliers, so on. Then we integrated all IT systems of Mongolian other government organization, which the data is used in evaluative method. Today we are working on increasing the number of machine readable data and increasing the open data, because most of EGP system is printing and scanning and uploading. We reduced the uploading file steps. We are collecting all kind of data machine readable. For example, if you propose the vehicle information, you should enter just state registration number through the EGP system. Also, you some of steps. Maybe construction engineer, you should enter the state registration number into the system. Then we will check the all data from other agency systems. That's why we increasing the number of machine readable data and reducing the uploading PDF files. Also, we increasing the digital certificate usage. Our system is using digital certificate is three purposes. First one is of course, identity. Second one is the signing. Third one is the encryption purpose. Our next big challenge is to reduce the human involvement in the tender evolution and make it possible to make decision based on the artificial intelligence. That's the very good challenge for us. Also, we give our data to other agencies. For example, we class count system is get our procurement data from my systems. Public investment treasury system is connecting our EGP systems. This work is right now under the development, and we're trying to use artificial intelligence and machine learning methods in the tender evolution steps. Thank you for your attention. I miss my friend and colleagues.
Oh, thank you, Sambu.
This photo is the last workshop in Manila.
Yes, let's hope we can all get together in person in the future. So thank you, Sambu. I was very interested to hear, like Bhutan, Mongolia has concentrated on online learning and testing for buyers during the lockdown, and also increased its thresholds during the pandemic. I'm sure that having catalogs of drugs and medicines from a framework agreement helped you make your savings. So that was also very good. And I'm very interested to see the results of artificial intelligence for tender evaluation. And I'm sure the organizers would like to invite you back in future years to hear about how well that goes. Be very interested in that. So thank you very much, Sambu. Now, finally, I'd like to invite Mr. Hyok Sung to provide a presentation on Korea's e-government procurement experience aimed at the construction industry. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. Okay, briefly, let me introduce myself. My name is Hyuk Sung. I've worked in Korean PPS for 15 years. So as you can see, today my PPT topic is contract public construction work in Korea. So focusing on construction contract system. I'll explain in the order the public construction market status in Korea and construction contract workflow in detail: planning, design, bidding, contracting, construction management, and PPS customized service. And lastly, I explain anti-corruption policies. In Korean construction industry, it largely consists of construction work part, service work part. Construction work is again divided into general construction and specialized construction. Former one is a bigger part, like architecture engineering, civil engineering, landscape. And on the contrary, specialized construction is small and partial construction work, like mechanical equipment, paving, painting, interior. In last year, in Korean construction total volume was 194 trillion won. For your guess, that is about 160 billion US dollars. And among them, public sector was 27%, 52 trillion won. Especially Korean PPS took on 13 trillion won. That is 25% of public sector. Construction contract workflow include planning, design, contracting, construction, maintenance. I'm going to explain in detail about them. Next page. In planning task, first we get the basic concept, idea, layout, anything, and we do feasible study, focusing on economic, political, and technical analysis. So we decide whether to promote this business or not. After decision, we develop basic plan and heading on design work. In design work, we assess design appropriateness. The targets are the project taken over 2 years and more than 20 billion one project. To assess, we review conformity with the initial business plan and design document appropriateness, checking out scale, layout, floor plan, design method, etc. Why we consider design work as significant? Because more than 80% of the cost is determined at the design stage, according to the LCC analysis. Through this assessment, we can prevent faulty construction and cost rise. At the same time, increase functionality and usability of public buildings. For last 3 years, through this work, we saved a lot of money, 86 trillion won. That's almost 600 million US dollars. This chart indicates the construction contract procedure briefly. So first, we receive contract request from another agency, and we review proper contract method and announce bid notice to the online procurement system, and we analyze construction cost and bid opening and evaluate the construction ability and select bid winner, and finally signing contract and moving on construction site. To make best contract method, we review construction amount and period, proper license, restoration requirements. In this step, most important thing is adjustment into balance between restriction for construction quality and mitigation for fair competition. Usually in general construction, we ease the standard. High skill construction, we strengthen the standard. In pre-qualification process, we evaluate the construction capability and company's financial condition and credit rating, etc. before bid opening. So the only companies that pass the PQ evaluation can participate in the bidding. So we can pre-exclude insufficient financial company, and we can select excellent technical company. Okay, look at bidding process briefly. First, the bid submission and the bid opening, and the checking out the invalid bidding, taking eligibility test, and finally decide on bid winner. Some cases invalid bidding. The first participation with outdated restoration information, for example, company's name or CEO's name. And bid price is different from price in the detailed statement. The other case is duplicate participation in the same bidding. We have five types of the selection system for bid winner. First, eligibility test is for less than 10 billion won project. Comprehensive evaluation is for more than 10 billion won project. Turnkey alternative technical proposal bidding, they are for more than 30 billion won project and high level project. More focusing on technical assessment. There This table shows our performance for last 2 years for each bidding systems. As you can see, the eligibility test overwhelm both the part of number of cases and the total amount. So I will explain in detail about the eligibility test next page. So in this test, we assess in the order of the lowest bidder. At the same time, they must be over the lower bidding limit. So we select as the successful bid is the result is 95 point or higher. This table shows the detailed assessment items for each amount of eligible test. We check out the past construction performance and financial status, company's credit rating, etc. But in special, bidding price occupy the biggest point through all levels test, from 50 to 90. In construction management and defect management, we manage process, quality, cost, and safety of the facilities and buildings. So after construction completion, we take inspection 3 times to check out safety of facilities and the buildings. So ultimately, we feedback the defect handling result to the design stage to avoid the repeating the same mistake. This PPS customized service is providing business management service to other national agencies which don't have professionals in the construction part. So there are 3 types: entire package service, planning, design management, construction management. It's different the type of the working system. So through this service, the users can get the systematic working process, prevent the poor design and the construction, and minimize waste of a budget. So finally, they can get the better outcomes the more than they proceeding themselves. So as anti-corruption policies, we carry out the integrated contract system, bid bond payment, sanction fraudulent workers. Through using these systems, we can secure transparency and the fairness of the contract and the bidding process. So as I mentioned, all this one, through using the connecting and with the online system, we call Nara market. So even though now is under COVID-19 situation, but we can work more safety because using online system, not face-to-face. So that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you, Hyuk. That was very interesting, and it's very interesting to see a specialist system for construction, and particularly having some anti-corruption functionality. Hyuk, just a quick question from me. Did you do anything different during COVID-19 with the system? Did you change any of your rules, or like in the other countries?
Just I can say within my country situation, before the COVID-19 situation, we get some documents and the bidding document directly from persons by person. But now we change the whole system just by online, so avoid to face-to-face. So yeah, it's a little bit different.
Okay, and we've had a couple of questions come in. Some of them have already been answered by the panelists, so thank you very much for that. First question for Dechen. How was the training of procurement professionals carried out during the pandemic, especially those who were hired during the pandemic?
Okay, thank you for your question. To answer your question, the PMDD or office have a list of users registered in the system. So we have a set of procurement officers, engineers, and other authorized users like head of the procuring agencies, chief procurement officers, directors who also use the system. So we identify those users, and then as a trainer, we send them invitation to attend the training. So the training is totally free. So for procuring agencies, we even give them a training fee to attend the training, like 1,000 Nultram a month. 1,000 Nultram per day. And on the other side, for bidders also, in order for them to attend the training, we give training opportunities dates in our website where they can call us and register for the training. So once the training registration training had been completed, then we list down the list of bidders who like to attend the training, and then we conduct the training. So that's how we go about with the training.
Thank you, Dechen. And we've had a couple of questions for Hyok. So the first question is, who conducts the inspections during construction, and how are they carried out during the pandemic?
We have a special division for working only for construction management. My former division was the construction management division. So we inspection and manage all process, as I mentioned to my PPT. Yeah, so we do the all process by ourselves. So we inspect, manage the building process. So now under COVID-19 situation, so we reduce the meeting, the face-to-face, so change the online meeting, not to the constant site. So we can work in my office, even though there is the construction management. So we feel safety now. Yeah, no problem. There's no problem.
And when you make the payments, are those linked to the inspections?
If we must be inspection work, the time is the construction completion. So for construction completion, so we make the people the minimum. Before, if we gather the 10 people, for now we gather 3 or 4 people, just special expertise only. So yes.
Thank you, Hyok. So I would like to ask Dechen and Sambu a question. So you more recently implemented e-procurement systems. So if any government or conference attendees are planning to implement an e-government procurement system, what advice would you give them to ensure that their project is a success? And what do you think the biggest benefits are which justify the time and expense of making the change? So can I start with Dechen, please?
Thank you for your question, Sarah. So to answer your first question, what advice I would like to give the other members here if they want to start a project? The first advice that from my personal experience, if I want to give, the first advice is to have a proper project plan. So without a proper project plan, your project is doomed to fail. So you need to have a project, proper project line, the outputs, and who all will be carrying out the activities, and who will be the project team, and who will take up change management. So everything must be in place. So as my experience, I'm not a project manager by profession. I'm a procurement officer by profession. So I was given this EGP development project to lead the EGP development project. So to be honest, during the inception of the project, only 2 of us was there to start the project. So we didn't know what to do. So we were like, we were blind. So our Chief Karmawang, the chief sir, he sent us to attend a project management training. From there only, then we knew how to start a project. So we need to have separate project team. We need to research. Then we need to put lots of activities in relation to the output. So for me, I would like to advise that you should have a proper project plan. Plus, you need to have enough human resource to manage this project. And coming to your second question, the biggest benefits which justify the time and expenses of making this change. The first benefit that we experienced was equal opportunities for the bidders to participate in the tendering process. Like I said I justified in my presentation, where the bidders lost their bid due to the geographical boundary. So during summertime, they could not come and submit their bid offline. So all these inconveniences were being done away with the use of EGP system. Now the bidder, they can sit at their home, drink a cup of coffee. If they want to prepare the bid, they can just open up EGP system. It's totally free. So they can submit bid from any corner of the country. And secondly, coming to the cost, in our offline EGP system, before EGP system, when manual tendering was there, the bidder used to submit the bid offline with so many photocopies of the tender documents. So which costed so much for the bidders, as well as the paper, which is not good for the environment. So everything is being done away with the use of EGP system. And as per my knowledge, few of the SAARC countries, they charge few amount to use the system. But in Bhutan, to register and to get access to EGP system, it is totally free. And you don't even have to renew your license or your email access to use the EGP system. And if I want to share some of the motivation that the motivating factors that the Bhutan came up to use EGP system. Firstly, in order, the system was made mandatorily to be used by the procuring agency. So the Minister of Finance circulated a notification stating that any project which is funded by Royal Government of Bhutan, they'll have to use the system. So from there, we started giving training to all the procuring agency users. So when procuring agency users started floating tenders online, the bidders, on the other hand, had to use the system to submit the bid. So for them also, we started training, giving them free trainings, even free refreshment, everything to use the system. And secondly, like I said, the system is totally free. Now we are also planning to open the system international-wide. So we are also doing international bidders registration. Like the previous bidder blockchain presenter, he said that because of the blockchain, there will be no problem in putting financial institution users like bank guarantee from the other countries. So we were stuck on that. Now I'll go back to my office and discuss on the blockchain, where there will be possibility for the financial institution users to update the bank guarantee. So I'll discuss with them regarding the blockchain. And then other motivation that we give our users is we provide free frequent trainings, then we have refresher courses, then we have 24 hours help desk support. So these all are the strategies that we, our office as a EGP lead PMDG, we use those strategies to motivate our users to use the EGP system. Thank you.
Thank you, Jetchen. Lots of learning there. So, Sambu, I'll put the same question to you. What advice would you give to attendees to ensure their project is a success? And what do you think the biggest benefits are?
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Very good question. I think you guys know just start digital transition. Starting point is maybe 50% of your goal. You don't need to wait rule and regulation changing, because rule and regulation changing is a very long process. You just build your system and you just make business process reengineering and develop your system and just show them, just bring to use them, just to push them. That's why very key point of EGP system successful. Also, you need most of guys need to train the users, for example, procurement entities, citizens, and civil society, and understanding the mental characteristics, mentals, and needs to make the community, make it more simple. Implement step by step. If you create the most complicated system, maybe during the implementation step will be failed, because when we start our new EGP system, everyone can reject, everyone become angry. That's why new system should be very easy to use, very user friendly, and we need to follow the UI, UX standards. Also do good marketings and moving forward to good future. That's my advice to EGP project success. Also, benefits of EGP system is very simple. It's reduce the corruption. Data transparency is one of the key fighter of the anti-corruption. That's why everyone should publish the data. Your EGP system and also all kind of data should be published in the open data. Then all citizens and civil society can use their data and analyze the data, and they are able to use public information. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've received another question, or a few more questions. We've had the question that the e-government procurement system seems to be standalone system in procurement, maybe doesn't connect to anything. So are there any plans to integrate with other systems in other government agencies like planning and finance for payment? Now, Sambu, I think your system already integrates with other systems, is that right? Or
right now, we are working to integrate payment and treasury system. Right now, we are developing, because our system is ready to connect all kind of IT systems, but another system is still developing. We are still waiting to integrate e-paymenting or e-treasury system. This year, we will finish our integration.
Okay, and Dechen, is your system standalone, or will you integrate with other systems as well, or have you already?
Okay, we have already integrated our system with few of the agencies. Like, for example, we have integrated our system with trade license. So when someone punches the license number, particular trade license number, then the information will pop up. And we have integrated with 7 agencies for civil service information. Then we have integrated with census, where the information of particular person will pop up. And in the third phase, we are going to integrate with e-payment system with the banks and other financial institutions. So we are doing the requirement study just now only.
And Hyok, what other systems does your construction system integrate with?
As I mentioned earlier, our company have the online system, the bidding, construction, the inspection, lots of things. So we can use anything. Even though we work outside and we work office, so we can connect everything between outside working and the office working by online system. So as you asked me earlier, yeah, the even inspection, the result, we can record the result of the inspection management, so everything. So and we can share the other institutions the performance or result, so we can provide if they want about that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Hyok, does your system connect to a payment or finance system?
Yeah, of course, to connect to bank or the financial, the companies, insurance companies, yeah, if they want, yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think have time for one more question. So I would like to ask about connecting buyers and suppliers to the system. So e-government procurement will only be effective if both buyers and suppliers use the system. So I'd like to ask all of the panelists what you've done in your country to motivate people to register and use your systems. So can I start with Dechen, please?
Okay, thank you for your question, Sarah. I think I already answered, so I'll answer once again. Okay, the first strategy that PMDD take to motivate users to use the system is give them enough trainings free of charge. Then for the procuring agency users, we give them even sitting fee to attend the trainings. And then for bidders, we give them free refreshments time to time to attend the training. And then some bidders, they come personally to us to give training. So I personally give them like 1 to 2 hours training on how to use the system. And other than that, to mandatorily use the system, the Minister of Finance issued a notification after the system was launched, where the procuring agency, for which the procuring agency funded by RGOV to use the system mandatorily. So any procuring agency who is funded by RGOV has to prepare the bid online and float it online. And then as a bidder, if they want to participate, then they'll have to register and use the system. So offline bid was not accepted. So bidder had to use the system in one way or another. So these are the motivating strategies that Bhutan use for the bidders. Thank you.
Thank you, Deshan. And Hyok, can I ask you, how do you motivate buyers and suppliers to use the system?
In Korea, the online system launched already 20 years ago. So it's including PPS and the other constitutions, they're using, even the private sector use our system already. So all users and bidders don't know about that. So now they're using all area, including construction, material, service. So we opened the system to bidders, so they can registration, they can submit the bidding. So it's already the kind of a mandatory, not the option. So we already we get the lots of promotion. So yeah, everyone knows about that, so they can use. They feel they feel free to use online system.
Okay, thank you. And finally, Sambu, what do you do to motivate buyers and suppliers to use the e-government procurement system?
We do organize the training, we do get them marketing, and also we had some rules and regulations. That's why everyone should follow our rule and regulations, especially in Egp systems. Then also we make it public trust to Egp system, because public performance is a very critical issue in Mongolia, because everyone is think about public procurement is corruption. That's why we need to public trust of our Egp system. That's why we using the digital certificate. Also, we was the first digital certificate, national digital certificate usage system in Mongolia. That's why we need to educate Mongolian citizens. What is the digital certificate? What is the benefit of digital certificate? Why digital certificate is used in encryption and decryption? Those are our workers. I think we need to educate, we need to train all kinds of citizens and suppliers and civil society and government organization, I think.
Thank you. Right, well, I would like to thank Hyok, Sambu and Zechen for their excellent presentations and participation, and the ADB team for bringing this very professional event to life. Now, can the presenters please stay on, because we're going to have a group photo.
All right, everyone smile. Okay, I think we got that. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate the insightful conversation. And thank you to all of our attendees who submitted questions and shared your thoughts with us. That definitely helped keep the conversation going in a very strong and valuable way. So now this concludes session 2 of our second day out of 3 days. So we still have tomorrow, don't forget. We are now going to enter a special opportunity. We have about 25 minutes or so, just a little under 25 minutes. We're going to leave the chat open, and what we want to invite you to do is to stay with us for a little bit longer for a bit of a networking session through the chat that we have open. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to prompt all of you with a question. And what I would like to invite all of you to do is to share your response to this particular question. And then should you see someone's response that is interesting to you and you want to follow up with them, I invite you to engage with them in a direct message conversation. So you can actually select their name in the dropdown and then engage in a direct message, or the fastest way is to click on their name where you see their response, and that will automatically let Zoom know you want to send them a direct message. This is, I think, an opportunity for you to see where there might be opportunities to collaborate. So the question that I want to pose to the group is this. So far in this event, you've had the opportunity to enjoy 5 sessions. And what I'd like you to do is think about what's the most valuable lesson that you have learned so far in the first 5 sessions, and how will you put that into action? So again, what is the most valuable lesson you have learned in the event so far? and how will you put that into action? I'm going to put that into the chat right now. And so you'll see it there. And I invite everyone to share your response to that. I also want you to take this opportunity to, after you've shared your response, do feel free to step away if you need to respond to emails, take a quick break, grab a snack, whatever it might be. We've had so far a good session here. We haven't had a break yet, and we want to make sure that you also get a little bit of time to step away and respond to any messages ahead of our final session. We're looking forward to having all of your attention and focus in that final session of the day. So in the meantime, before you do step away, please respond to that question. I think it'll help us all understand what have you taken away so far and what those actions are that you're going to engage in. And this will, again, I think, make things more actionable, more executable, so that perhaps you can even engage with each other and support each other on those next steps. So again, the question is, what is the most valuable lesson you have learned so far in this event? And how do you plan to put it into action over the next few weeks or maybe even a few days? So go ahead and share that in the chat, and then take some time to step away, respond to some emails ahead of our next session. We're going do keep the Zoom channel open, of course, and be ready to join us at 4:30 p.m. local Manila time for our third and final session of the day. All right, enjoy the question. It's in the chat, so we look forward to seeing some of your responses.